My first thought, since I'm the one who always has to talk, is we could start an auction to make these two talk, but might be a long walk back to Parkersburg, so we'll skip that. First off, on behalf of our family, first just like to thank Character Counts. What an amazing organization. When I think of their staff, their committee for putting this together, the selection committee for selecting our father, we cannot express what that means to us. Extremely humbled when you look at the past recipients and the impact they've made, and to know that our dad's in that same category. We can't thank you enough for that. Also, for all the all-stars that are here tonight, to take the time to come here for our state to help us honor and continue my dad's legacy, and Casey Wigman, who had the idea, who's here for the idea to start the Ed Thomas Family Foundation. Just testament to the guy he is. Also, I'd quickly just like to thank all my dad's siblings. I have one aunt in Montana, but all of my dad's siblings are here, and just thank them for coming, for all their support. I know. That's right, for coming. And also, you know, I haven't had a chance, but when I look at this room and the power in this room and the people who are here, the CEOs, the executives from Parkersburg, I want to thank you. Our town would not be where it was without being from Iowa. And when the National Guard came up, they were in Katrina before they came to Parkersburg. And they came, and as they're coming through the streets, they see us Iowans, and as they're walking, hey, thank you for being here. Now either help or get out of the way. Was our attitude, and they didn't have that. You know, that's something special about the Midwest. But the financial contributions, the prayers, the thoughts, the coming to support us to rebuild our town, and all those same things when we lost our dad, the prayers, the cards, the notes. I mean, we can't tell you what that meant. We had no idea the impact my dad had, but it truly is because of the man he was, the character that he displayed. So with that, this is my chance to be tougher than Dallas Clark one night. I'm not going to cry. There's my shot. But I do think this says something about our state. On a Friday night, for our state to have the people in this room who are committed to character education for our young people. I assure you, you don't find this in every other state. I assure you, people aren't bidding thousands and thousands of dollars to go to a program to make our young people better. And for that, I commend all of you for your commitment to this, for buying in and truly making Iowa a very, very special place. So thank all of you for that. I could say this award would probably be more to my dad than any other award. It's not based on having 4 NFL players. It's not based on having a great team that won a state title. It's not based on winning anything. It's about his character and the man he was. He'd be extremely humble to receive this award. But to know that it was truly about him and the way he represented himself. Coach Kearns, who was his longtime assistant coach, when our foundation board got together last time, we met in the locker room. We asked Coach Kearns, who coached with my dad since 1978, to speak to us. And what he said, I think, best describes my dad and who he was. He said, you know, I thought I was pretty tough. And he used some other language. We're a character thing, so I'm not going to throw that in there. He said, but as I've got older, the true definition of toughness is doing what's right all the time. And he said, and Coach Thomas made it look easy. And you think about how hard it is to do what's right all the time. And I could say with great pride, my dad lived his life trying to do that and was an unbelievable example for our family, for our community, and I think for even the state, on what it means to be a man of character. You know, with Dad, there was no question what he stood for. As it says up there, faith, family, football. And it wasn't a one-day thing. It wasn't faith just on Sunday or just when he was around a certain group. It was day in, day out, regardless who he's with. Family was so important to him. He never forgot where he came from. He had a humble upbringing in Watchie, Iowa. Grew up with probably not the best circumstances at the time with his father, but he chose to overcome that. And was a great example for all of us. Football, a very, very close third, right behind family. But his commitment, and not just to football, to the school, to the young people. I knew at the age in third grade I wanted to be a teacher, and I didn't know why at that age. But looking back, I wanted to have that impact. I wanted to be that person that a young man who's struggling, who doesn't have a father at home, turns to. I wanted to be that person everybody looked up to. That was always there for everybody else. And that's why I knew I wanted to go into education in third grade. I didn't know why at that time. But as I became older and more of a man, it became very, very clear. You know, I think my dad's a perfect example. One man can make a difference. From Wauchier, Iowa, to living in a town of 2,000 people, to being known around the world for a tragic event. But there's a lot of great coaches that we lose year in and year out. But what made it special is how he treated people. I hope from that and with Character Counts, for all of us here tonight, I hope it's not a one-night thing. I hope for us, it's not that we came here to raise all this money and now we can feel good because we wrote big checks to Character Counts, but that each one of us, no matter what our job, what our family, we're examples of the pillars, that we represent Character Counts. So when we come to this banquet, we're a great representation of how hard this organization works. Again, we're extremely honored and humbled for this award. And I know my dad would be embarrassed and kind of smirk, but deep down this would mean a whole lot to him, that people across the state noticed him for his character and the man he was. Thank you very much.